Hey, welcome to our next video for our level 4 PDQB counting in compound time. So we're now in the compound time signatures. And we'll play these the same speed as we've done with the simple time. We'll keep it quite sharp at 70 beats per minute. First one, 6/8. 6 quaver groups per bar. Add your 3 quavers together, you get a dotted crotchet as you get there. So it'll be 2 dotted crotchets per bar. And if that's confusing you, then go back to the time signatures lesson, and that explains it fully for you. Okay, so we're going back to compound time where the rhythm's 1 day, 2 day, 1 day, 2 day, 1. You've got that big swing in this kind of time. Okay, so 1, 2 day, 1 day, 2 day. Very simple start, getting right into the swing here. Doublets, 1 and 2 and. So remember we're talking about irregular groups. That's a doublet, which in the type of time above, if I find 2 quavers here, for example, 2 and, alright, or 1 and. In compound time it doesn't add up to the value of the beat note, so you need to show it with a little 2, and you play it the same as you would in simple time. 1 and 2 and 1 day 2. So your whole line is 1, 2 day 1 day 2 day 1 and 2 and 1 day 2. And you need to make sure these 2 bars here sound totally different, alright, because an assessor is going to listen to how you address these 2 groups of notes and these 2 groups of notes. So let's try it. I'll get my metronome going, 70 beats per minute. Let's try it. 1, 2, 1, 2 day 1 day 2 day 1 and 2 and 1 day 2. And again. 1, 2, 1, 2 day 1 day 2 day 1 and 2 and 1 day 2. Done. We'll look at the second line. 1 day and then your number 2, alright, of the 2 a day, you're not going to play because it's a quaver rest. 1 day, 2 day, 1 and 2. And then remember when you get to the semi-quavers, 1 a day in a day. So 1 a day in the day. 1 a day in the day. Quite hard to say. 1 a day in a day 2. 1 a day in a day 2 day. 1 a day 2. If you're struggling to say 1 a day in a day, just go 1 and 2. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. So you're splitting the group in half. You're getting 1 and 2. But it's something I would practice, alright, 1 a day in a day. Try to get your tongue moving through that movement, okay? 1 a day in a day 2 day, 1 a day 2. Right, so let's try that second line then. 1, 2, 1 a day, 2 a day, 1 and 2. 1 a day in a day 2 day, 1 a day 2. And again. 1, 2, 1 a day, 2 a day, 1 and 2. 1 a day in a day 2 day, 1 a day 2. Done. So you'll hear the piano going. There's piano lessons, happening next door. Shouldn't affect what we're doing. So I think we can try that whole line, or the whole exercise of 2 lines, and it's repeated as well. So when we get to the end, we'll go back to the start. Let's do it. 1, 2, 1, 2 a day, 1 day, 2 day, 1 and 2 and 1 a day 2. 1 a day 2 a day 1 and 2. 1 a day in a day 2 day, 1 a day 2. Repeated. 1, 2 a day 1 day 2 day 1 and 2 and 1 a day 2. 1 a day 2 a day 1 and 2. 1 a day in a day 2 day, 1 a day 2. Done. And as always, please rewind it back if you need to. So we're going to move on to the next line. Look, there's no time signature. Bum, bum, bum. Alright, there should be. Alright, I think whoever wrote this is maybe just forgot to put it in, but it's going to be 9/8. Alright, which means it's 3 beats per bar. So we're going to count in 3s. So you've got 1 a day 2, 3 a day 1 day 2, 3, 1 a day 2, and 1 day 2 a day 3, 1 a day 2 a day 3. So this one here, the 2, you're not playing. Okay, so I'll do it again. 1 a day 2, 3 a day 1 day 2, 3, 1 day 2 and 3 day 1 day 2 day 3. Okay, so this is starting to get a bit trickier. Okay, nothing you can't handle. Say it as you play it and follow it as you go. Let's try it. 1, 2, 1 day 2, 3 day 1 day 2, 3, 1 day 2 and 3 day 1 day 2 day 3. And again. 1, 2, 1 day 2, 3 day 1 day 2, 3, 1 day 2 and 3 day 1 day 2 day 3. Done. Second line. 1 day 2 a day, 2 a day and a day. So you've got 2 a day and a day there. So 1 day 2 and a day and a day. That's so hard to say. I'm getting tongue-tied saying 2 a day and a day. 1 day 2 a day and a day. 3 day 1. 2 day 3 day 1. I was about to say 4 there. So this group's a bit trickier, okay? So 1, 2 day 3 day 1. So it's catching that one and catching that group. 1, 2 day 3 day 1, day 2, 3 day 1 day 2 day 3. So that's the trickiest line I would say so far that we've tackled. So I'll maybe try that line a few times, okay? After 2. 1, 2, 1 day 2 in the day 1, day 1, 2 day 3 day 1, day 2, 3 day 1 day 2 day 3. And again. 1, 2, 1 day 2 in the day 3 day 1, 2 day 3 day 1 day 2, 3 day 1 day 2 day 3. And one more. 1, 2, 1 day 2 in the day 1, day 1, 2 day 3 day 1 day 2, 3 day 1 day 2 day 3. So I keep saying 1 there because I'm a donkey. Alright. Don't let it put you off. Alright, still keep playing the rhythm. If you lose your count, alright, like me, because I'm a donkey, then just keep playing the rhythm. We'll try that line once more, and I'm not going to muck it up this time. Let's do it. 1, 2, 1 day 2 day 3 day 1, 2 day 3 day 1 day 2, 3 day 1 day 2 day 3. Done. Didn't muck it up that time. Whee. Right. Let's do the whole exercise. So again, repeats are there. Counting in 3s. Let's go for it. 1, 2, 1 day 2, 3 day 1 day 2, 3, 1 day 2 and 3 day 1 day 2 day 3. 1 day 2 day 3 day 1, 2 day 3 day 1 day 2, 3 day 1 day 2 day 3. Repeated. 1 day 2, 3 day 1 day 2, 3, 1 day 2 and 3 day 1 day 2 day 3. 1 day 2 day 3 day 1, 2 day 3 day 1 day 2, 3 day 1 day 2 day 3. Done. And I reckon that might be an exercise you need to try a few times, okay? And as always, I want to try and keep the videos short and sweet, if I can. Rewind it back and play along to it, okay? Rewind it back and play along to it as often as you need. So we're going to move on to 12/8 now. Divide the 12 by 3 and you get the amount of beats per bar. Boom! 4. 4 beats per bar. 1, 2 day, 3 day, 4. 1 day, 2 day, 3 and 4. So we're fairly easy to start with. Then we've got some groups where it's 2 day, 3 day, but you're not playing the number, you're playing the iddies. Okay, so you're getting 1 day, 2 day, 4, 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, 4 day, 1. So I'll try that whole line and I'll play it up to that right tap there. So let's give it a run. After 2, 1, 2, 1, 2 day, 3 day, 1, 2 day. Oh, I'm losing count. I should be counting to 4. Sorry, my mistake. 1, 2, 1, 2 day, 3 day, 4. 1 day, 2 day, 3 and 4. 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, 4. 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, 4 day, 1. And again. 1, day 3, day 4. 1, day 2, day 3, and 4. 1, day 2, day 3, day 4. 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 1. Done. And again, please try that line as often as you need to. Especially this group here, try and relax as much as you can through that. And use the metronome to guide you. Beep, panda, beep, tap, tap, beep, tap, tap, beep. Okay? 1, day 2, day 3, and 4, day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 1. So this group here, alright, this is one that the assessor will really listen to. So I want to make sure that you separate the sound from this and that. Alright, because a lot of folk will go 1, day 2, day 1, and 2. And it just sounds too similar. Okay, so you need to get 1, day 2, day 1, and 2, day. Right, stretch the crotchet quavers there and there. Alright? 1, day 2, day 1, and 2, day 1, day 2, day 1, 3, day 4. I was counting 1 and 2 there. Jeez, oh man, donkey. 1, day 2, day 3, and 4, day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 1, 2, 3, day 4, 1, day 2, 3, day 4. So that second line is actually not very hard. It's this group here. Right, you need to make sure that's as accurate as possible. Let's try that line then. After 2, 1, 2, 1, day 2, day 3, and 4, day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 1, 2, 3, day 4, 1, day 2, 3, day 4, and again. 1, 2, 1, day 2, day 3, and 4, day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 1, 2, 3, day 4, 1, day 2, 3, day 4. Done. And that means we're ready to try that whole exercise. And as always, we'll got the repeats here, so we need to repeat it. And if you need to try it a few more times before tackling the whole exercise, then do that. Alright, rewind the video back. Don't just play through it all, be puzzled and confused, get to the end and be like, I don't know any of it. Alright, get the mouse moving, alright, and get it rewinding and try it again. So let's do the whole line, whole page. Jeez, oh man, the whole exercise. 1, 2, 1, 2, day 3, day 4, 1, day 2, day 3, and 4, 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 1, day 2, day 3, and 4, day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 1, 2, 3, day 4, 1, day 2, 3, day 4. Repeated. 1, 2, day 3, day 4, 1, day 2, day 3, and 4, 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 1, day 2, day 3, and 4, day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 1, 2, 3, day 4, 1, day 2, 3, day 4. Done. And that's it. Okay? So that concludes all of the exercises in level 4 counting and compound time. And as always, please try them, because it's the same as in simple time. The more you play them, the more you practice them, the easier you'll find it to eventually write out drum scores in 6/8 time. So 6/8 marches or jigs. Excuse me. And jigs for me are the easiest type of time or type of drum score to write out. Very, very easy to write out, but very, very difficult if you don't have a basic understanding of counting the notes. Alright, so please spend the time on it. You'll absolutely benefit from it. And then the next video will be on 5-stroke rough, or as I like to know them, it's just groups of 5 singles, digga-digga-dup, digga-digga-dup, digga-digga-dup. Okay, and accented single strokes. So look forward to that being our next video.